Hey guys, M asked me today to upload my video, which is my bad. I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading my videos on the regular basis that I should be. Um, the excuse I can give you now is that I was in Vancouver this weekend at the Matador, hanging out. It was pretty fun. Got to see M and hang out with him. Got to see all the people who make fun of me for doing the finger drop that I just did. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do an uncut video. And in fact, this is going to be my challenge for you guys. Do an uncut video. See if you can do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'm going to try and answer this survey, and I wrote down the survey questions on my handy dandy notebook. By the way, this is my thing. So yeah, do an uncut video. And just as a reference back, this is not a joke, so please stop laughing. Anyway, yeah, first maybe I'll start with video responses. It was really great seeing you this weekend. Actually, to both of you guys, when I was saying before that, this was a bit too personal, it wasn't necessarily the fact that I didn't want to do it. In fact, it's good. It's stretching me to be more, I guess, candid on the internet. And show people, be honest with like complete strangers almost. So don't take that as oh, we'll tone down the questions or the challenges or anything like that. If anything, I see it as a challenge, and I'm definitely up for it. Ethan, your last video was awesome. Your facial reactions in between were great. What the heck was going on in the background again? Explain that a bit more and what goes on with that, because it looked like a lot of fun, and kind of wish I was there. Plus, you were kind of killing two birds with one stone. You were in a venue while answering the survey. So, pretty great. But yeah, anyway, so what I've got here is the survey questions. I'll start off with, why are you called that? Now, I assume this refers to an internet kind of pseudonym that I would go by, in which case that would be Manitoulin. Story behind that is Manitoulin Island is an island near where I grew up, and it's just kind of a reference back to home, which is a concept that I've always struggled with. But I mean, beyond that, I think there's a better, cooler kind of story behind my actual name. I have no idea why my parents called me Gregory. But what I do know is that Gregory means vigilant watchman, which I think is something that is really consistent with my character. I love observing things. I love kind of looking at things and watching interactions and watching different, I don't know, my eyes are always out the window, on a bus. I'm never, focused on reading or anything like that. I'm always just watching things. What's really cool is that my middle name, which I'm not going to reveal on the internet, sorry, one of you guys can probably out me for it, but whatever. Yeah, basically, my middle name means hill dweller. So I'm the vigilant watchman who dwells in the hills. Which is pretty neat because I moved to BC from Ontario just so I can be in very like hilly mountainous regions. My favorite school teacher. Trying to think. I'm gonna go with a college prof that I had in Bible college actually. His name is Gareth Brandt, and what I really liked about Gareth was that he taught something called practical theology. So basically taking what you believe and living it out in a very like practical kind of way. And for him, he's the one that started really introducing me to the ideas of like social justice in Christianity, and getting away from the kind of mystical shit, for lack of a better word, mystical shit centered around the crucifixion story, the resurrection, and how this has to somehow do something with our sins. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. I used to believe that. I now believe in something a bit different, and it's a more political version of that story. And it's one that has really stretched me in who I am and really gotten me to think about how I practice what I believe. So there you go. My favorite school teacher. Strangest food. Honestly, I haven't eaten that much strange food in my life because I'm a really boring person. I mentioned before, I grew up in Ontario. I grew up in rural Ontario, and sushi was a big deal the first time I had it. The first time I ever ate raw fish, that's probably the strangest experience that I've ever had. It's become a less strange experience now. In fact, I really enjoy sushi. But I mean, at the time, that was probably the weirdest food that I ever ate. So if you're looking for a lame answer, M, there you go. Not last question. Next question is first gig. Now, I didn't know if that referred to either the first gig that I've attended or the first gig that I've played. 1,000-foot crutch, and it was at the Rim Center in Waterloo, Ontario. Rim's the guys that make the Blackberry. What I remember that is like going on to Relient K's like blog afterwards and seeing what they had to say about that show, and they completely ripped it apart, saying that it was super weird playing in this big empty auditorium, and I remember being like just completely hurt. But whatever. I'm going over my 5-minute rule now, and this is going to wrap it up real quickly. First show I ever played was a talent show at my high school with a band called the Lost Boys, in which I played the keyboard and the drums at the same time. Not very well, and not actually at the same time. I would play the drums, and then I'd play the keyboard, and then I'd play the drums. It was awful. Worst show I've ever played, probably because it was my first. Favorite place in the world, West Coast of Canada, hands down. I live here, but there's a reason why I live here. It's because I love it so much. It's because I love the environment here. I love the people here. I love the rain. Although I bitch about it a lot, I really do love the rain. I love the sun in the summer. I love the ocean. I love all the animals that are here. I love the fact that I get to see those animals. I love the fact that these cities are surrounded in nature and I can just go out and just like go hiking or biking or whatever. It's a really progressive part of the world too, which is really neat. A real nice change from where I grew up. And yeah, that's my favorite place in the world. Next person I want to answer this. I don't know, whoever. Let's say Crystal Castles. Get them to answer it next. Crystal Castles, answer the survey next. And this is my thing. I think I made that joke already.